Welcome to GBALL VISION, everyone. I hope you're having a fantastic day today. We are going to be talking about some knives and some companies that I believe 100% are worth waiting for or are worth picking up when they become available to pick up. And I'd like to kick this one off with Vero Engineering, and not just the Synapse XL, but the whole catalog of Vero knives, from the Axon to the Impulse series to the Synapse series. They are just phenomenal knives, guys, coming in premium materials, typically M390 for the steel, and then you can get a ton of different variations, whether it's titanium handles, titanium and micarta if it is a bolster lock, titanium and G10. They also offer a liner lock and a mini in the Axon, a regular Impulse. There's all kinds of different variations, and typically they go into stock and then they are going out of stock very quickly, especially if we're talking about like the Synapse XL series. They go very quickly, and for good reason. They are ergonomic as hell, very well finished, very well designed. They look very gentlemanly also, so they are a nice carry when it comes to something like that. And they aren't just pretty knives. These are phenomenal EDC knives. They would be able to handle any type of task, you know, within a folding knife's capability. It would handle anything that you can pretty much throw at it. And on top of all that, they are fidgety goodness and look good while doing it, all while being very comfortable. The Vero line of knives is definitely some knives and a company worth waiting for. Let's get to the next one. So we'll spice it up with this one, but we have a Lancelot leather custom clip slip for the Riot XO, and it doesn't have to be just the original XO. It could be the XO-M, and they're also coming out with a bunch of different variations. I think they're doing a locking knife with a clip on the full size, and then they're coming out with different variations. There's also going to be a mini XO, I believe, so they are going to be pushing this knife design for all it's worth, and I'm happy about that. It's Riot made, so you're going to be getting quality across the board. They come in 3V, L-Max, and maybe some other different steels. Gonna be premium steel. It's usually going to be a titanium frame, or always going to be a titanium frame, and then the inlay will vary from micarta to some sort of carbon fiber, Altum. They do a bunch of different inlays for these, and then they have exclusives all over the place. But the thing is, these are very hard to get usually. You know, sometimes they will sneak in stock at a retailer and hang out for a little bit, but once the word gets out that they are in stock, ready to go, they usually sell very, very quickly, especially when we're talking about the original XOs. They would go into stock and be completely gone of many different versions very quickly, and for good reason. They are very unique. You know, they are built very well using great materials, and, you know, in the right situations, very useful. You know, especially the locking one. Now, I have no problem with this one. Never have had a problem. It's housed in the slip and clips right to my pocket, no problem. I wouldn't mind trying an M someday. You'll have to let me know if you have one of these or the M version, or if you have both, let me know which one you like better if you do. I just find these very unique and very well made, all while still being a useful cutting tool. You know, I wouldn't want to go hack down a tree with this, but anything EDC related, making normal, you know, everyday type cuts, this thing is going to do just fine and look good while doing it. Now we got a trio of some bad boys coming up. We have TRM and their line of knives. Now I only have 3 of them here, the 3 that I own. We have the Neutron 2, the DLC coated Atom with titanium scales, and then the newest addition to the bunch, the TRM Shadow. Guys, these knives are 100% worth waiting to picking up when they come out. You know, if you're looking for a slicey secondary type carry or a smaller slicey knife, the Neutron 2 will fit the bill, you know, 100%. If you're looking for, you know, a primary slicer, something that's a little more full size in a sense, the Atom is going to sit well with you. They are American made. You know, they are on the mid-tier price of knives, but totally justifiable, totally worth it. Typically using 20 CV. You know, they rock well, them very good. The geometry on these things are slicey as all hell, and you know, that's why I continue to deal with TRM, buy TRMs. I just love what they are doing, and for, you know, a very reasonable price, in my opinion. You know, you can get base models of these at a very reasonable cost, and then of course you can definitely put money into them by changing the scales around, but for the materials that you're getting, the build quality, the customer service is second to none. There's no question about it. TRM is definitely a USA made company, but they are a company and have a line of knives that are totally worth waiting for, and I can't express enough how much I love the Shadow, the newest acquisition. This thing is just, it's a completely different knife than the Atom. It feels different, it looks different, it acts different. I love them both in their own right, but they are, you know, unique to each other. And the Atom and the Neutron, you know, it's kind of like big brother, little brother, but they both have a great place in my collection, and these will never go anywhere. Totally worth the wait. One of my favorites of all time, definitely worth waiting for. There is a version 3 coming this year, sometime here at the end of the year. The Brian Brown knives, Yeager. The version 3 is coming. This is a version 2 non-flipper. I am definitely looking forward to the version 3 and picking up a flipper version of this knife. Some of the best build quality that I've ever handled. Riot made, extremely aesthetically pleasing, very slicey. Look at that hollow ground blade. Nice satin finish on this guy. It's going to be a great workhorse if you want it to be. A great gentleman's carry. A great EDC knife. Fidgety, you know, even with just the hole cut out. Very fidgety, just because the detent is tuned perfectly. The acoustics are off the chain on this one. Probably the best acoustics in a folder that I have ever had. And then they come in all kinds of different flavors, guys. Titanium typically, and then there might be some with some inlays, at least concerning the version 2s. Not 100%, you know, sure what he's going to be doing with the version 3s. Full length backspacer means this thing's going to be extra comfortable. Nice 3D milled clip that really goes with the flow of the knife, does not bother ergos one bit, you know. And then there's a decent 50-50 area here where you can choke up. So I am a huge proponent of the Yeager, and I definitely recommend, if you can, picking up a version 3 Yeager, no question about it. Some of the, you know, best build quality, best design in the production knife world, in my opinion, the Brian Brown Yeager M. Next up, we have the EDC Nimble X version 2, and in this case, guys, I'm talking anything pretty much related to EDC. He's got a ton of different models, different sizes, different blade shapes, a little something for everyone. He has an auto coming out, so if you're an auto fan, he will have some of those coming out, I believe, in October or at the end of this month. Definitely worth the wait if you have your eye or your heart set out on a OG Nimble or a Nimble T or a Nimble W or the full size. Doesn't matter what it is. Definitely worth the wait, in my opinion. Exceptional designs, great ergos. This kind of is like the Vero in a sense. When you get a little experience, you know an EDC design when you see one. There's just a certain design cue from EMP and Vero that when you see them, you know, you just know. Whether it's the cutout and the fuller there, or whether it's the pocket clip. You know, if I saw a knife like this, I would know that that's an EDC just based off the clip. You know, or if someone went like this, what knife is it? I would know that just based off this little area here that it is an EDC. They just have a certain look to them, and then a few certain details that only apply to them. Great materials. In this case, it's M390, but you know, he dabbles in LMAX and 20CV, MagnaCut, M390, so a ton of different flavors, usually titanium, and then the liner lock had carbon fiber and micarta. I look for liner locks to make a reappearance here very soon as well. Maybe a warning nimble also. We will have to see what the end of the year has in store for us, but the EDC line of knives, definitely, in my opinion, worth the wait. Absolutely love EDC. Next up, we have the Matthew Christensen designed Maverick S. This is a Riot OEM project and kind of falls in line with the Yeager. A little different of a design, or quite a bit, you know, different, but similar also. Very well done, very well executed, very well designed, great materials, great build quality, great ergos. The Yeager is quite a bit bigger than the Maverick S, but it's Maverick S, meaning the smaller version, and I don't know about the M, if that's the medium or, you know, what that entails. But I think the customs may be a little bigger than this one, or that just stands for the production model. But either way, if you can get your hands on one of these knives, which these are also very hard to get along with the Yeagers. He did some liner locks, and then he has some frame locks. Either one would be awesome to have. I won't mind getting a frame lock at some point. I'm sure it feels completely different than this liner lock does. It's the same with my Vero Axons. One's a liner lock, one's a frame lock. They feel like different knives just because of that locking mechanism. But in this case, M390, great finish on the blade, nice and thin, very slicey. You know, you're going to be getting zirconium accents all the way around with the backspacer, studs, pivot collar, pocket clip. Just awesome. Just really, really awesome stuff. Micarta for the handles, and then the frame locks would be titanium typically. Definitely worth waiting for and or picking up when they become available. That'll wrap it up, guys. Leave me a comment down below and let me know what you think of my list here. Let me know what knives you think are worth waiting for. Remember, this was just a couple of the ones that I had picked out to make this video. There is plenty of them out there without question. Give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think of this list, what you would add, or what you would take away, or both. And if you're new, hit the subscribe button down below the video, or when the GBALL Vision logo pops up. Definitely want to have you here. And then I'm going to throw up 2 new videos. After you do the comments and likes and subscribes, go check one of them videos out. I love you guys, and I will catch you on the next one.